told us there are anthrax in two pits, and since in every pit we know together that there is no less than 10, So if it was 5, it would have been seen in one pit. If we have seen it in 2 pits, that means it is more than 5. So since we have either 5 or 16, that means 16 is logical. This is one reason. What does this has to do with the recollection of the experts? I don't know. Second reason, he say we have evidences of laboratory tests that at least we have 7 anthrax. So that means it is not 5, because if 5, how could we get 7? So it must have been 16. So we said, as a scientific analysis, as a detection, as a conclusion, as a statement, this is how it is. And we have hoped that they will analyze this information and tell us. Until today, we hope they will make a similar analysis. Let them contradict us scientifically. Let them agree. Let them modify. Make a different conclusion. They didn't utter one word. We know this procedure. Whenever we have a solid case, it needs to be investigated. We have to analyze it in New York. You know, we have to look at it in depth. We have to corroborate it with other evidence. We have. But when there is a silly statement by an expert making a recollection of 8 years ago on a detailed situation in the field, this is important. We have to address it. It is an Iraqi declaration. It becomes a big issue. Now, regarding the 15 and 10, Mr. Butler, I took you to that site, and you were surprised the extent of that site and how it is like a desert. Even now, some farmers did have some, agriculture there. But it is quite an unpopulated area. Mr. Samedevich now is considering it a very important contradiction. How our people recollected 8 years ago, we're remembering 8 or 7 years ago, that pit P1NX, it is not even P1, P1NX, and this is P3, and the distance between them is only 500 meters, in an area where there are more than 10 kilometers totally unpopulated, unreferenced, unindexed. He wants them to say 15 and 10, or is it 10 and 15? Goodness knows who remembers this. Of course, when you pressurize them, when you terrorize them, when they are thinking they are making a big responsibility on behalf of Iraq, because it will be considered an official statement, I have told this to Mr. Samedevich, sometimes you mislead them to say, okay, there was 15 here. How could he remember he done the destruction there 15 and here 10, or this is 10 and this is 15? And he want to check a scientific information through recollection of 1 or 2 officers, and he talked about all the people. I am really surprised how misleading and misrepresenting of the facts. The only officer who started to doubt his memory after listening to the scientific analysis, he said, possibly I remembered wrong. Instead of 15, it is 10. Instead of 10, 15. He is the only person who started to doubt and changed his recollection. And you know, he's changing a very important data. It is nothing in which pit. I have been to this site many times. To be honest, I don't remember. Where was P3? Where was P? You have seen it. It is not, there are no landmarks there. It is totally deserted. How could he remember? And they dwell on what you have done in March 92. Tell me exactly, who came with you? How did you come? 2 days cross-examination. We allowed it to see the end of it. And we thought they might allocate 1 session to discuss the scientific analysis of the filling of the agents in the warhead and in the aircraft bomb, because this is an important issue. It is an important issue. Let us examine it till today. And there were Mr. Reeves, Mr. Igor, Mr. Hamish, Madame Gabriel, Mr. Samedevich, all the people concerned were in front of us, and they heard the presentation. Privately, in the breaks, this is very satisfactory. This looks very intelligent. It answers a lot of questions. But in the seminar, no one gives us an answer. we have to assess it, we have to go to New York, we have to analyze it as if it is
To
verify it, and we have to check it. And the verification, you will see it. Unbelievable. Even they told me, I had to see the video myself, because sometimes I joined Mr. Arabi, I could not believe the methodology of the questioning. Why? Because they have to be thorough. Thorough, where are exactly the pits, where are the fragments, how it is, which has nothing to do, neither with the disarmament, nor the issues which we have put to Mr. Samedovich on the first meeting, where we have put very extensive effort, and we thought they will appreciate it. They say it has settled a lot of ambiguities in their mind. It is a rechecking on the recollection of our expert. Why not? Why not? Why not? Let us recheck their recollection. Now it is change of recollection. It has, and say all people except one. Except one. Thank you very much.
Mr. Butler, this tactic is very well known to us, you see. The tactic which Mr. Smidovich used.
Sorry, could I reply to what has just been said?
Yeah, let me elaborate and then you could comment. This tactic has been used several times in the past, in the destruction of engines and the destruction of launchers, when the major facts appear and give a solid evidence of the basic Iraqi declaration, then
It is ignored.
this is left aside, and then such questions are made. When and why and where and who, at what time in the morning, in the afternoon, with a car, with a truck, etc., etc. We know it. This is a tactic to procrastinate, to prolong. And here, as General Rashid said, you can find a lot of contradictions, because you are asking trivial questions about events which happened 7 or 8 years ago, and people are human beings. They might recollect exactly what happened sometimes, they might not. But when they find themselves intimidated to give an answer, they give an answer, and that answer might not be fully accurate. But about what? About what? Fully accurate about a major issue or about a trivial and minor issue? We are used to that tactic. When General Rashid briefed me about the meeting, I asked him, how was the meeting? He said, we are back to the old tricks. The same episodes which occurred in 1997 and before were repeated in those meetings. That's why you come and tell me, well, there has been a progress, but it's not enough. We need more accurate answers. You need more documentation. We need this. This is the old game. While the main issues have been clarified. Most importantly, what you are talking about are destroyed warheads. Most importantly, this is the most important fact. Destroyed 7 years ago. Whether 15 were anthrax or 5 were anthrax, it doesn't make a big difference in the sense of threat and security to the region. They are destroyed, dead. But this is an issue. It's a big issue in your methodology. You have to know everything. And when even a major fact about this matter emerges, as the analysis made by General Rashid, he made a new analysis. He said, because, as he said, the persons or the person, Mahmoud, who was in charge of the filling, does not remember exactly how many of this type, how many of that type. He's a human being, he does not remember. There is no document for that. Okay. When there was a confusion, General Rashid did his best to make a scientific and logical analysis, and he made the scientific and logical analysis. Okay, 15 anthrax, 15 B, and 5 A. So what? They are destroyed. But they are destroyed there. And they are accounted for in numbers. The agent itself, whether it is anthrax or it is A or B or C, does not live till now as a weapon. So the investigation on it does not relate to the requirements of disarmament. That's why I am asking you honestly to tell the Security Council and the international community that Iraq does not have weapons of mass destruction. You could say there are some stories and there are some backgrounds which are not yet clear to us, which do not change the major fact. Okay, say that. And we will follow up such stories and backgrounds to give you the best